Hello, hello. So now today we have with us Sonali, our student who has got All India rank 89 with very high score in political science, which is 292, and also a high score in ethics, which is 129. So now we are going to interact with our student Sonali, and we are going to listen to her strategies, her experiences, and her approach towards prelims, mains, and whatnot about civil services preparation, right? Hi, Sonali. Congratulations.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I'm very happy that one of my students has got a good rank with good scores.
Thank you,
Very much happy about that. So, congratulations. So, how do you feel on the success?
So I'm very grateful and I'm relieved because it was a very long journey.
Correct.
So mostly it's a feeling of relief that I have to not give it again, that vicious cycle.
Okay, fine. So, you just tell us about your family backdrop, your father, mother, brother, sister. Yeah.
Yes, sir. My father works in the private sector and mother is a homemaker and I have a younger brother. So yeah, that is it.
Okay, fine. So, the decision to appear for civil services exam, exactly when it happened? I mean, during your school days or college days or post college. So, when did it happen actually?
So it was mostly in the high school when I was in the +2. So there were different kind of careers in science, commerce, and humanities. So because I had interest in humanities, and also when I read books like that of political science, the concepts like equality, democratization. So I got motivated that there is some field through which you can really connect with the people. So from there I got motivation, and later on in college it was more exposure. So then I began seriously.
So, during your +1 and +2 times, you are not motivated towards NEET, which generally most of the students or the parents aspire for, NEET or IIT, JEE. So, that was not in your mind?
So yes, I think I was not I didn't wanted to become any engineer. I was interested in becoming doctor, but then it was been also seen ki it would be also be taking a long time. Like it takes around 30 years for you to become a doctor. Good. So I thought that if I make such efforts in different this field of humanities, maybe something good I can serve the nation.
Good, correct, fine. So, see, you gave 4 attempts and 2 interview, right?
Interviews.
And the second interview, that is this 4th attempt, you got the service, right? So, briefly explain the journey of these 4 attempts.
Yes, sir. So the first attempt which I gave was along with my graduation, it was with the college. Somehow I balanced the study. So I think the study part was good, but then strategizing, practicing, this was lacking. So I could not clear in the first attempt the prelims itself. Thereafter, in the second attempt also, there was good preparation, but I lagged practice in CSAT, due to which I think I lost by 2 marks in CSAT.
Okay.
Then in third attempt, I just improved all that. So I also improved my mains, and then I cleared mains also. I went till interview, but around 15 to 20 marks gap was there, so I could not come in final list. Okay. Then this year I was grateful to have all the stages done.
Great. Fine. What exactly motivated you to become a civil servant? What was the spark?
Yes, sir. So, because I had some kind of interest in humanities careers, but then actually it was the COVID period. In the COVID, I saw the deaths and demise of nears and dear ones. So, actually, it was a very shocking period for me because there was no happiness in the world. So that motivated that I think we should, for personally also and for society, if I become something good, I can help in such situations if in future country faces such situation.
Okay. See, when you decided to prepare for civil services exam,
Yes.
What factors actually demotivated? See, there are certain motivating factors.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, there must be some demotivating factors. Should I pursue? What will I do if this happens, that happens? There are a lot of ifs and buts before starting itself, right?
Yes.
So, what were those ifs and buts which you faced or you realized while making the decision to prepare for civil services exam?
Yes, sir, because it's also called as the toughest exam. So first was that underconfidence that, okay, I could not do. There are IITians, IIM students who are competing with us. Also, sir, because there is not a clear path. So that was also a fear that maybe I lose. And so mostly I was good in academics, so maybe that was backed up. All these fears were then backed up by that I can do it with my hard work.
Okay, fine, good. See, you said this is the toughest exam.
Yes,
So for this toughest exam, you should have toughest mind also.
Right, right.
So how tough you are mentally?
Yes, sir. So I think that's more of psychologically that whenever beginners are entering into this journey, one should be sure of the why. If you are sure that you need it in any case, so I think then that encouragement, then that enthusiasm itself comes back. So that is why I say that do not come into this journey with any kind of pressure, but just come if you are really willing for it.
Okay. So you said encouragement.
Yes, sir.
So this encouragement has to be from within or from outside. I mean, from within yourself or from your family members or from your peer groups, like or from your siblings, cousins. So from where this encouragement is most needed, you feel?
So the motivation could be from external sources, but then that motivation has to be validated by you. If you yourself feel that I have to work for a cause, it could be external also, but then the will come from your own side. It must not be that parents are pressurizing or some kind of peer pressure. You should not go in that way. If the voice comes from you that yes, this is made for you, this field, then you should pursue.
Okay, fine. See, nowadays people are watching many toppers videos,
Yes.
right? So maybe you must have also watched many toppers videos. So some toppers videos must have influenced you also, and some topper strategy must have followed also.
Yes.
Right? So what kind of inputs or what kind of inspiration you drew from these toppers videos?
Oh, yes. So first of all, there is a very less good videos who like talk honestly. But yeah, there were some toppers whom I have seen who have honestly shared their strategy. In that, mostly you should see that something a smart strategy should be there. It should not be very like the classical approach where people are telling just to study, but it's more about planning. It's about smart work that you do the limited resources multiple times. So I think such kind of videos, they are very limited, I think, even on internet. But if you find such, it could guide better. So
Okay, fine. See, as you are mentioning, even I used to mention, which you know,
yes, sir.
instead of studying 10 books
Yes, sir.
one time,
One time.
you should study one
One
book
book
10 times, right? So I hope you also follow the same
Yes,
strategy,
exactly. So I have followed.
right? Okay. See, now this internet, because of this internet era, internet revolution, lot of information. There is a flooding of information, flooding of sources, Telegram groups, WhatsApp channels, sharing of PDFs, which happen daily.
Yes.
Morning 5 PDFs, evening 5 PDFs, afternoon 5 PDFs, right? So people are getting distracted actually.
Right.
I don't say they are getting the proper guidance from all this.
No, sir.
They are often getting distracted.
Distracted.
So, did you ever undergo some kind of distraction because of all these things, or you are all out of all this social
No,
media
sir.
networkings?
So I think just like isolating is not possible in such world. But yeah, I used to like when I was planning. So I used to refer it one time. I used to sort my sources that I will follow these 2-3 sources, and after that I would not touch the internet again. So I used to sometimes see Telegram channel, download some resources, but then stick to it. So that comes in the strategizing part. When you are strategizing, you can go through 1,000 sources. But when you have like picked one, then you should be confident with it and you should follow that.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
See, you did BA in political science.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure this decision is because you wanted to appear for UPSC Civil Services exam,
Yes,
right?
right.
Fine. So, your decision of pursuing BA in political science, how it has helped you in civil services exam preparation?
Yes. So first of all, my optional, that is the PSIR. Because in college I saw most of these courses have covered the major topics. Apart from that, sir, for optional you also need interest, because I was naturally inclined towards political science. So maybe that helped me to sail through and just have a good grasp of the concepts.
Okay.
So I think it's more about that how much you like the subject. If I liked the subject, I could do it in like 2-3 years. I can follow it up. So that is why I chose and then followed the optional in the optional
So,
also.
your preparation for UPSC Civil Services exam started right from the first year of your college days.
No, sir, not from first year. It was like from second year. But then the serious prep, it started from third year. In the second year, I was building upon the concepts, and in the third year, I started consistently.
Okay, okay, fine. See, let us go stage by stage, right? Now, the first stage, that is prelims. Generally, I used to say, this is the most toughest part.
Right. So, yes. Even I
Out of
believe.
prelims, mains and interview, the most toughest part is the prelims, right? How did you handle this prelims, the toughest part?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think prelims is less about knowledge and it's more about strategizing and your mindset. So, in the earlier attempt, what I did was that I was just going through books and I was going through multiple test series, but that is not the case. I think you should have limited resources, just referring to them, and only like limited test series. If you are following one coaching, just follow that only. Apart from that, sir, also practicing. PYQs is the key or the Bible in prelims. Practicing PYQ daily. For instance, if 2 months are left now, so I think 50 questions you should always see. If you're not even practicing, just seeing them, brainstorming them could help. So I think just limited resources, knowledge should be limited, and then practicing over it helps.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
See,
sir.
during your third and fourth attempt, you subscribed to our prelims test papers as well,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
So, how have our prelims test series helped you, and how did you practice our prelims test papers?
So I think the test series that were being made were more of PYQ oriented. Because mostly we see there are some kind of random questions, so that was not the case with your test series. Also, when 2 or 3 months were left, I used to practice two sources. One was PYQ and one was the test series. So just trying to understand that where I'm making the mistakes, if there are certain mistakes in which subject, because subject wise test series helped me to understand which subjects I'm lacking on. So through that, mostly it helped in practicing a lot, and the questions were of good quality.
See, in general, we claim at least 70 plus questions we are able to deliver directly or indirectly from
Yes,
our
sir.
prelims test papers. So, did you feel that pulse?
Yes, sir. Somehow, I think around 50 to 60 question may you get a lot of
Directly,
help. Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes,
So
you get a
indirectly,
lot
yeah,
of help.
correct.
And obviously, it's UPSC. You cannot you cannot expect some coaching to give like 70 or 80 questions.
Correct.
Even if 40 to 50 are repeating, that's a very good deal.
Correct.
Yes.
Good, fine. And in prelims, there are static areas
Yes.
and there are dynamic
Dynamic.
areas, right? And I always emphasize static areas
Is
are
the-
much
yes,
more
sure.
dependable,
Yes, sir.
right? And how did you manage the static part and dynamic part, and to which part you gave more importance and priority, static or dynamic, or blend of both?
No, sir. So for prelims, I think static is the king. And for static, I had some limited resources, sometimes coaching and some standard books. Only two, I think 1 or 2 resources are sufficient. And for the current affairs magazines which come in your institute, you can refer to that. That is more or less that's
You mean the IAS Google or IAS Google
yes.
compilation?
That magazine helps a lot, and through that I just made very short notes of it and revised it. So there was no, I do not go in the FOMO that you have to cover multiple coachings. Every coaching is equal, and you can refer to one magazine for current.
Correct.
And for static, your static that you have been following the entire year.
Fine. Coming to this current affairs part, daily newspaper reading is very important and significant,
Yes.
right? So, daily reading of newspapers or reading the monthly compilation of current affairs, which one you prefer and which one you suggest to the future aspirants?
So I did both, but then it's just like why I did. I'll tell you. The editorials help a lot in mains analysis and building your mains mindset and content. So just dedicate, like if you are not reading the entire newspaper, just read the editorials for 1 to 1.5 hours. But then the monthly magazine is itself important. So I have referred to monthly magazine specifically for the prelims content. I made short notes of the IAS Google, the monthly magazine. So I think you can refer both, but obviously if you need you have limited time, so you can just refer directly to monthly magazine.
Okay, fine. See, coming to this newspapers, generally we refer Hindu and Indian Express, right?
Yes, sir.
And PIB also
Yes, sir,
for
sometimes.
government related static areas, and India yearbook is
Yes.
there, right? Now my point is, between Hindu and Indian Express,
Yes, sir.
which one you prefer or you suggest or you studied, you referred? mostly?
Yes, sir. So for 2 years I studied Hindu,
Okay.
and
In the
thereafter
beginning.
in the beginning, and then I came to Indian Express. But even I was like studying Indian Express, I thought that Hindu has some better amount of like content, the expressions that are given, and the also the relatability to GS papers and your optional. So if you have to choose one, you can choose Hindu. I think I'll choose Hindu.
Fine. Good.
Yes.
Good. Good. See, this again, many aspirants have this doubt.
Yes, sir.
So when you read through the editorials of Hindu, see, some editorials are slightly tilted,
Yes, sir.
slightly ideologically oriented, right? And as an aspirant, when you prepare for civil services exam, how do you balance that interpretation?
Yes.
How do you balance the interpret? Because some aspirants, while writing answers, I see they write straight away from the Hindu editorial and they say, "No, sir, I read Hindu editorial. I read this and I wrote this answer."
Yes, sir.
Then I call them and I say, "No, no. Even if it is in Hindu, you should not write
Right,
that
right.
because this is slightly tilted ideologically." I say.
Yes, sir.
So how did you balance that? That ideological tint in editorials.
Like when the student will read it for a year, they'll realize that there are certain recommendatory lines. So you have to be neutral. For instance, if an article comes from any kind of politician, I think you can just skip that. If in that you get certain lines which are seen as recommendation or the tone is like neutral, so you should write that. And also, whenever you are mentioning, do not ever mention that it's been suggested by any politician. You can mention scholars, that's okay. But then I think that if you read regularly, you will develop that art of because we have to be more recommendatory in nature rather than political.
Okay, fine. See, now I need one single word answer. This one single quality
Yes.
will help you make clear prelims means. What is that particular single quality?
So I think consistency.
Consistency.
Doing it over the years consistently, you can do it.
Good, good,
Yes.
good. Fine. Now, in prelims again, GS and CSAT, right? So GS part, whatever you discuss is fine. Coming to the CSAT part, I know you faced difficulties in CSAT during your first two attempts, and second attempt you could not clear because of CSAT. You
CSAT,
spoke
yes.
to me, right? Fine. So how did you manage this CSAT part? Though it is of minimum cutoff thing, many aspirants face some difficulty in CSAT. So and in CSAT you have reading comprehension and reasoning quants part. So how did you manage? How did you balance RC and reasoning and quants part?
Yes. So first of all, you should just check that which is your strength. For instance, for me, the English comprehension and this reasoning was one part that I can leave. I do not have to prepare. Naturally, I can solve. Then maths was left for me. So for that, I think your coaching also have some videos. So you can refer first to just make sure that basic concepts are covered. And after that, the second thing is practicing. Like for 2 months, for instance, if I have to give prelims this year, so I'll be practicing CSAT every day 1.5 hours. That's mandatory because its toughness is increasing every day. So only solution is to practice. Just sit with timer and practice daily.
See, with respect to CSAT, you are a student of non-max background,
Yes.
right? And I find many engineers, many IITians, NITians also sometimes find it difficult to crack CSAT cutoff, right? And being a non-max student, so how comfortable you were with respect to CSAT? Because as you said, the toughness is getting year by year increasing, right? So how did you manage, even which some IITians find it difficult sometimes to crack the CSAT cutoff?
Yes, sir, that is what I told that first you have to understand your strength and whatever is your weakness, you have to work on that. And for me, mostly it was I used to get nervous when I was solving maths question and in the limited time. The problem in CSAT is you have limited time. The choice of the question matters. So I think these 2-3 things, choosing the questions, trying, also it's an art of skipping. Trying to skip those questions which are so difficult that you do not have to waste time on it. So I think I just strategized on these things in the later attempts so I could clear.
So coming to the practicing of PYQs with respect to CSAT,
sir.
which you must have observed,
Yes.
most of the questions are having the same repeated themes and repeated patterns in CSAT also, right? So this PYQs, what is the role of PYQs in cracking CSAT specifically?
Yes. So for that, as I told that once your basic is done, you have to solve questions, and for that PYQs is the best source. So you can just practice topic wise the PYQs every day. So I used to practice the questions, and whichever part I felt that, also for English comprehension, you can just try to solve, because they have specific assumptions or the directive words that are there. So I think it will help in lot in practicing. This time also I referred it around like 2 to 3 times I did the PYQ.
Or one solved PVQ.
Yes, help. You can take that book which is topic wise segregated. So that can help a lot.
Correct. Fine. Good. Now, coming to mains, right? Preparing for mains after your prelims or being mains ready before your prelims.
Yes.
So, between these two, what is your preference and how did you strategize? Were you mains ready before prelims or you prepared for mains after prelims?
So I think that would be the biggest blunder. You have to prepare mains entirely before your prelims. And I think I did that mistake in the first attempt, that I was not giving that priority to mains. But then the mains is the real game. Ensure that around 90% of syllabus is completed.
Correct.
After the prelims is you pass the prelims, then mostly it's about revision and answer writing practicing. So never leave any topic for like after prelims, because after that you have all this answer writing, the skills you have to learn, and also this time also we see that only 70-80 days are there, so hardly anything could be done. So just prepare your mains well even before prelims.
Yeah, I'm sure this even I observed from your inputs actually, your
Yes, sir.
efforts.
Yes, sir.
So I know like from third and fourth attempt onwards, before your prelims, you gave the full test papers of
yes, sir.
GS and optional by December itself, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I have.
And I'm sure like you followed that strategy.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
Okay, even I have suggested you many times,
Yes, sir.
right? Fine, good. Now coming to mains, say GS 1, 2, 3, 4 optional different papers are there. And GS 1, 2 mostly static. GS 1 is heavily static. History, geography, like, right? GS 2 is bit more dynamic in terms of polity and international relations. And GS 3 again economic issues, a bit more dynamic, right? How did you manage the dynamism of GS 2 and GS 3? GS 1 is heavily static.
Yes, sir. So for that, mostly in your coaching also there were this mains compilation. So I think I just referred to that. I was confident enough that I can cover all the content from here, because it was sorted in a very notes and pointers format. Apart from that, the static was being covered from my standard books. So I think you have to be confident with your sources. I was confident that, okay, if I have this coaching notes, most of the current affairs was sorted. So I do not have to refer to different materials. And also, sir, the evaluation, because whatever topics was left. So when I used to do answer writings, the mentors in your academy, sometimes you yourself also told that, okay, you can just add some value to your answer. So somehow all the things that were even left in the current was being covered through those evaluation calls, and you have very short, crisp mains notes. So we can refer to that. I think they are very good.
Okay, fine. GS4 ethics.
Yes, sir.
See, this GS4 is very peculiar. It is easy
Yes, sir.
and it is tough also, for one and the one same reason, which is it is open-ended.
Open-ended, yes.
It is very much open-ended, and that is the reason why it is considered easy as well as tough,
Yes.
right? And how did you feel? How did you prepare for ethics? How did you manage this open-ended syllabus?
So again, in this, I think I can say that the quality content that your notes gave. Also, I just referred some. You can refer to ChatGPT also. But for the basic notes, if they are sorted well, so half of your work is done. So I've seen like in your coaching notes, there is also the examples in tabular format. And apart from that, for ethics, some kind of uniqueness is also needed. So if you're like you have some unique way of writing answers, for instance, how you have to give counter arguments in ethics, that matters a lot. I have been told by the mentors that you can just give the counter argument. You can just make the subparts by yourself. So I think some kind of uniqueness would help in ethics.
Okay, fine.
That is what I learned from mentors over here.
Yeah, fine. See, as you suggested, we have given a lot of inputs.
Inputs.
How to use your PSIR inputs into ethics also. Right?
Yes, so that
and
is
definitely you must have felt that advantage of having PSIR
Yes,
in ethics, right?
Yes, sir.
Which I have highlighted you many times. So how did you make use of your political science knowledge into your ethics?
Yes. For that, I think only mentors like helped me, because I didn't know that how to use these things. So mostly when they told me that the Western philosophers, you can just use all the quotes, whether it's Socrates, Plato. So I think once they introduced me to like how to use them, then I was very confident to use it at different places. So I think lot of guidance was there, and apart from that, so the concepts that are there, like liberty, equality, and also some parts of like the international relations. All this could also be, because ethics may we see that somehow 2-3 questions also come from IR.
Correct.
So all that helped. But then the art was being guided by mentors.
Correct.
So they helped me a lot.
So I'll put it like this.
Yes.
The exposure to key jargons
Yes, sir.
which you need to use in ethics paper are mostly drawn from political science backdrop or socio-political philosophical backdrop.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Mostly it's
Right,
there.
because
Yes, sir.
that philosophers and thinkers,
yes,
the
sir, that
topic is
covers
which
a
is
lot.
very much
Yes.
open, and mostly they pertain to the socio-political philosophy.
Yes, sir.
And with the PSIR as optional, definitely, like I'm sure, like you must have balanced that,
Yes, sir.
and which we have also added upon as a value addition to
Yes.
your answers, right? Fine. Now coming to this ethics paper, there is one theoretical part and
And
case
case
study
studies.
part, right? In terms of time management, this case study is a big task,
Yes, sir.
right? Just to read all the 6 case studies itself, it will take 30-40 minutes. And again, you will have to draft the answer. So how did you manage the time for case studies? So did you attempt the case studies first or the theoretical part first? How did you manage that?
Yes, sir. So for that, I had like a unique approach. I thought that if there are 6 case studies, I used to manage it like the first 4 case studies, I did it in 1 hour.
Okay.
And then I thought that even if the last 2 questions they are rushed, that's okay. So this was my approach. You can try it, because I had like problems in time management. So in 1 hour, anyhow, I used to complete my entire 4 case studies. Thereafter, I used to go to theoretical questions, complete them well, and then in the last 20 minutes, I used to come to the last 2 case studies.
Okay.
Because even if the examiner goes by the end, the qualities are rushed, that's okay. But when your theory answers are not good, that could not good a give impression.
Okay, fine. See, from your mark sheet, I could observe that your score in ethics is 129.
9, yes,
Right?
sir.
Fine. So, can I conclude that because PSAR was your optional, you are able to score 129 in ethics?
Yes, sir, to a certain extent, a lot. Because all those thinkers, their concepts have been heavily quoted in the answers.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Fine. Now, coming to your essay part,
Yes.
right? How did you approach your essay? And how many essays did you practice before actually appearing for your mains? I mean, third attempt was your first mains, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how many essays did you practice actually? If I'm
Yes,
right,
sir.
you showed me some 7 essays or 8 essays.
Yes,
But
sir.
did you write anything more or
No, sir, no. Mostly those were the only essays, and I have done very little essay practice. Around 6 to 7 essays I have written and got it evaluated. So some kind of feedbacks that I got were more than enough, because sir, I feel that in essay, just even if you keep on writing like 10-20 essay, that would not help if that approach is not good, if your evaluation is not good. So in my case, I wrote limited around 6 to 7 and got it evaluated.
that was enough?
I think so that's enough, because somewhere you need uniqueness. If you keep on writing, like in GS you can practice, but in essay some kind of uniqueness is needed. So if you keep on writing essay, that uniqueness will go, sir.
Fine. See,
Yes.
you have used this word uniqueness many times during this conversation.
Yes, sir.
Now my point is, define uniqueness. How do you define this uniqueness?
Yes, sir. So, for instance, when I got my copies evaluated, so sometimes my score was less. So, mentors even just encouraged me. They said that sometimes which is not working here will work in the examination hall. So, I personally remember that I had called one night. So, one of the mentors said that don't worry, maybe your marking has been done low, but then this can reward in your UPSC. So, uniqueness specifically for essay and ethics. Because I feel that just writing very static content don't help. That could work in GS, but for essay and ethics, I think you should have a different answer writing style.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Political science and international relation as an optional.
Yes.
What role did it play in your essay writing?
Yes. So I think it was more about the philosophers and For IR, though, mostly I do not think that any kind of topic, it depends upon the topic. If you get a topic about war, you can use lots of from IR. But then the philosophy part, the Indian philosophy, we have Arthashastra, Kautilya, I have quoted it a lot in essays. And apart from that, the concepts and also the answer writing style, because these papers like essay, ethics and optional, they want a scholarly tone. So PSIR helped me develop that.
Okay, fine. Coming to your optional, okay. Paper 1, section A, section B. Paper 2, section A and section B. Okay, you already had your graduation in political science,
yes.
right? Fine. When you take paper 1, the section A is the theoretical part, the philosophical part, and section B is the Indian government, Indian politics part, right? Out of these two sections, which one you find scoreable and scoring, and which one you gave more importance? More importance in the sense, like attempting 3 questions from section A and 2 questions from section B, or 3 questions from section B or 2 questions from section A. So what was your approach? What was your strategy? Which one was more comfortable to you, section A or section B of paper 1?
Yes. So in paper 1, mostly I was comfortable with the section A because it's static. You can just build upon the content well. In the section B, we get a lot of controversial questions also. They are dynamic and maybe your opinions do not match that of examiner.
Correct.
So to be sorted well, and also because I revised well the paper A, like part
Section
A.
A.
Yes, sir. So I always preferred section A.
Even I do suggest
yes,
that.
sir. You also
Section A has
suggested.
got a
Yes,
defined
exactly.
syllabus, closed boundedness,
Yes, sir.
right? Fine, good. And coming to paper 2,
Yes,
again,
sir.
section A is theoretical part and section B is
is-
applied to the India and its relations with other
Yes, sir.
countries, right? So again, in paper 2, world politics or India and world, section A and section B, how did you balance? Which was
Yes,
your
sir. So
comfortable
here
zone?
the approach like changes a bit. It depends upon the question paper also. Like in paper 1, you can say surely that you can attempt from section A, but in this that will depend upon the paper. But mostly in this you can just focus more upon section B.
India
Okay,
and world.
yes.
That is more dynamic
Yes,
and
sir.
scoreable.
And because you are reading so much of current affairs, you can handle this. And in the paper 1, you need a lot deep analysis of the concepts.
Okay.
So, sir, I just included more from section B.
Section
Yes,
B.
because current affairs was strong enough.
Fine, good. Now, your PSIR preparation,
Yes, sir.
how it has helped in your general studies paper 2? Because GS2 is nothing but PSIR.
PSIR, yes,
Almost.
sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
Almost all the syllabus of PSIR is in GS2, right?
Yes, sir.
So how did you balance, or how did you find this PSIR preparation has helped your time management in general studies paper 2?
Yes, sir. So first of all, the paper 2, that is the international relations. So I didn't study it from a different perspective. I just refer to the PSIR notes only. And all the questions could be solved. The only difference is that you can just write in the pointed formats, and secondly, do not mention scholars. Okay. Even I think these days, the PSIR, the keywords are being rewarded in paper 2.
Okay.
Because people are mostly writing generic content. So if you use very good like paper 2 keywords in your PSIR, international relations, that could help a lot. Similarly for polity, I think if you do the polity of GS2, so that way your Indian government of this paper is sorted. So it's mix and match. You have to somewhere prepare the governance part in which you can use the concepts like liberty, equality, because it's based on those concepts. So it's overlapping. So mostly and specifically in IR.
Okay.
So I didn't study IR like separately. It was being covered by optional.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the basic source of preparation for PSIR, right?
Yes, sir.
So how have our study materials helped in your PSIR preparation?
Yes, sir. My approach was to go topic wise. So when I was referring different topics, so I just use your topic wise notes. There are booklets which are available on like different topics, specifically for static and also for the international relations part. And they were very pointed format with all the scholars and value additions. So for many topics in the paper 1 and in the paper 2 part A, I have referred to your notes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Sonali,
Yes.
You are in touch with me for the last 3-4 years. Until date, I have not asked you this question. Yes. Now, you have come out with flying colors with good rank, 89, and a good score in PSIR, 292. Which is literally the best score I can say. And even for me also, this is the best score which I have seen among my candidates till date, right?
Yes.
Now my point is, what made you to choose our academy? What was the factor?
Yes. So I think when one day I was going through Instagram, so I just saw one ma'am, like she was like Uma Maheshwari ma'am.
Okay.
So she had, I think, that year's highest 286 score. So I was just fascinated that how did she landed in such a good score in PSIR. Then I also saw some shorts on the YouTube. So there she was referring to your academy, that most of all the good score that she has got is due to your academy. So I was impressed, and she gave a very clarity over the concepts, etc. So from there I got to know, and then after I joined, and then I was impressed by the quality content and everything. So
Fine.
then it was a good journey.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
In
you
fact,
so
I'm
much,
very
sir.
much happy to hear that.
Thank you, sir.
Because this I was not aware. Oh, Uma Maheshwari video made you to join
Yeah,
us.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, what is your score in PSAR this year? And last year it was 255?
255. Yes,
255,
sir.
and this year? What is it?
292.
292. Okay. So maybe you explain the audience what are your scores in PSAR, paper 1, paper 2?
Yes. In paper 1 I scored 152, and
Okay.
in the paper 2 140. So
Okay.
292.
292. Fine. So, are you happy with the score, or you wanted little bit more? You expect a little bit more?
No, sir, it's more than expectation. In PSIR, I thought that I should get somewhere around 270, but it's more than what I expected. So, and even I think this rank is due to PSIR score only. Yes.
Correct. Okay. So, you said more than expected, right? Why more than expected?
Yes, sir, because the trends which are going these days, it's very difficult to score in optionals.
Okay.
Because you have IR part which is so dynamic. Then the art of answer writing. These things are something which could not be easily learned. So maybe I was lucky enough that I got good mentorship and good quality content to score such high scores, sir.
Okay, fine. See, in your third attempt, your score in PSAR was 255,
255.
and this attempt 292.
Yes, sir.
So between your third mains, that means third attempt. Between your third attempt, that is first mains, and your fourth attempt, that is your second mains. What kind of difference made you to elevate the score?
Yes, sir. So I remember when the last year the scores were low, so mentors over here guided me that you should focus more on optional. And due to that strategizing only, this year I focused 40 days only on my optional. Then mostly my knowledge was sufficient. Then the work was upon evaluation of the answers, which you people helped a lot. So I used to just get a different kind of tricks of writing answer. For instance, for international relations, they explained me well to how to structure the answer. So mostly I think that the skill of writing answers, structuring them, giving lots of value addition, so that helped improving.
Okay, fine. So, with respect to your answer writing skills, whether it is GS or optional, right? Even for essay for that matter, the writing skills. How did you improve your writing skill? Or naturally you had that good writing skills? Or what factors, how you improved your writing skills?
Yes, sir. So I think some kind of natural base was there,
Good.
but then from the last year to this year, I think evaluation, which I used to get personalized mentorship from your academy also at night. Also, I remember one day I called at 10 p.m. So you yourself just devoted some time and you explained all the concept, how to structure them. So I think that personalized mentorship helped a lot. Yes, sir.
You said one quality for prelims is consistency,
Consistent.
right? Okay, fine. Now, coming to mains,
Yes, sir.
one quality which is most important to clear mains. Means what?
Yes. So I think even for mains, consistency is the key. For this entire exam, you have to be consistent. So I think consistency is
Consistency
the only one.
again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Coming to this interview part, personality test they call.
Yes.
So, what is the knack behind getting high score in interview? So, you
Yes,
said
sir.
In your third attempt, that was your first mains, you missed by 15 marks
15,
margin,
yes,
right?
sir.
And your interview score also improved a lot from your
Yes,
third
sir.
attempt
Yes.
to fourth attempt. So, what do you think actually, like about this personality test and getting high score in interview? What are the factors? What factors really help you to get a high score in interview?
Yes, sir. So, first of all, I get very limited time because I think I had only 1 week to prepare.
Okay.
So, mostly at that time, sir, I gave 1-2 mock interviews and the current affairs magazines that I refer to. So, it was a source like IAS, Google, which you gave. So, that was a source of like reference. So, I kept it limited. So, I had limited time. So, in that, whatever could be done, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So whose panel you gave interview this year?
So, it was Dasa, sir.
Okay,
Dinesh.
fine. So how were the questions? Were they tricky or simple, easy?
So they were like easier side only.
There was no tricky question.
No, sir. It was in a like in the conversation manner. So
Okay.
it
Were
went
the
on.
questions mostly linked to your optional PSIR or in general?
So it was mostly general from the DAF. Yes.
Okay, mostly general, not
Yes,
related
sir.
to optional.
Not much.
IR,
sir.
current
I
affairs.
think there were 2-3 questions from IR.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And some questions like from political science concepts of like equality, women empowerment, such
Oh,
concepts.
core concepts there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
fine,
you so
good.
much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.